just want to expand a different system that can use. Alley Road, Home Road, Jazz Road, going down right, or third person, everything down. And the whole building.
That's, I heard that insane.
Yeah, so then they put that little camera right above the, on top of the computer, and so that's what I'll be using, so this one will be on. And so that noise is just people joining the quarter.
Okay. I do.
Want a cider?
It's on.
You want an apple cider? or chocolate?
Yeah, sure.
What do you want?
That's fine. They go on my file, they can run,
Okay,
they should be bringing out, not one.
okay.
Probably down to. That's so much.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Go back in the next, I want the cider. You want one? Once I have it, so we will have some.
People offer, I appreciate you. Nice, I'm fine. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Absolutely. Thank you very much. You say what's bigger? Well, I had, sometimes I don't like to eat at work because it kind of changed my food.
Officer, would you like any cider or chocolate or anything? Huh?
I check, this is one slide up here.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I just didn't want to touch it. Oh, it was- Okay, there's one more. She just ran out somewhere. Oh, okay.
You guys,
No, ma'am. Thank you.
they're like very proud.
Yeah, sound good to me.
It doesn't. Oh, I'm trying to go take you, but I don't want to see some hair, they're gonna have tomorrow. I don't want to go see you. Really? I'm people home, really. Yeah, someone, you say a contest, someone here nearby, sign up. I said, sure. Yeah, I want. I'm happy with him. We just, you had a, he send me the release form from the radio station. He was like, I'll be on my email, and I kind of. Maybe my mom did, I don't know, I said, I don't even listen to radio, I'm like, I think. You know, we don't need to treat it, I don't know, who I am, and if it isn't, those, we need to think about how you would, and what it is, bring it into it. Thank you.
Who's John Smiley?
Thank you.
All right, is everybody ready?
Magistrate.
Good afternoon.
Going, Officer Green. Good afternoon, sir.
Short list, straight down.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Copy that.
Do you guys know who John Smiley is? Adam? You know why it was that, no? Any questions? I'll answer them for you. First, we're gonna handle some matters. We have warrants for your arrest for failing to appear here at the 36th District Court. On these matters, Mr. Maddox, you'll be released on a personal bond, no dollar amount. I'm scheduling a pretrial via Zoom. You must attend April 24th. That's at 8:30, 36th District Court in front of Judge Wagner. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. As with any criminal matters, you have a right to remain silent. Anything that you say orally or in writing can and will be used against you in a court of law. Have the right to an attorney present at questioning and at all future proceedings. If you cannot afford an attorney, Mr. Maddox, the court will appoint you one at the public's expense. Did you hear and understand your rights, sir? Okay, 1 moment. This is on ticket numbers SP 11428081, January the 20th of 2021. Count 1, driver license suspended. Count 2, no insurance misdemeanor. SP 11976648, May 18th, 2021. Count 1, only driver license not valid or improper license. And ticket SP 1539110, January 9th, 2024. Count 1, only driver license suspended. These are all misdemeanor allegations carrying up to a $500 fine and or 93 days in jail is a maximum fine and penalty. Recall warrant set aside case considering not guilty plea on your behalf. As a reminder, you'll have a pretrial via Zoom, Judge Wagner, April 24th at 8:30, 36th District Court. Mr. Maddox, state your full name. You have an additional case.
Aaron Maddox, sir.
Thank you. This case 25056-242, People State of Michigan versus Aaron Lamar Maddox, also known as Aaron L. Maddox. Parents for the people.
Jennifer Douglas for the people, P72748.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Thank you. We're waiting on defense counsel, it looks like. All right, Mr. Maddox, we're gonna waiting on your defense attorney. Waiting on someone from your office to show up. All right, Mr. Maddox, that was your counsel. They said they're joining us in just a minute, so just be patient for it.
He says.
Why do why do we add money?
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. And what was I walking with?
Who did it? Up to the millions? I mean, we're waiting on defense council.
It's supposed to be another one,
Nothing that there is.
it may be.
Well, then I want to find out what if we could win it, but the other one. we could.
I don't know, there's too many people back there talking. I don't know. That's not-
What's her number?
Denise 2569,
965.
yeah, 965 2569.
We're just waiting on defense council. Phones don't work. Phones don't work.
We were in here.
Oh.
Call from the phone.
Okay. Yeah, would you ask her why?
Yeah.
Are you ready, council?
And.
Okay, that's fine. Yes, ma'am. Okay, great. All right, Mr. Maddox, we've handled his traffic tickets, council. State your name one more time. We're gonna go from the top. You got council present in the courtroom.
Maddox, sir.
Thank you. This case 25056-242, People State of Michigan, was Aaron Lamar Maddox, also as Aaron L. Maddox. Again, appearance for the people, please.
Jennifer Douglas for the people, P72748.
Behalf of Aaron Maddox, who stands you.
Thank you. Court will waive formal reading under a plea of not guilty. Mr. Maddox, counsel, I'm scheduling 2 court dates. You must attend both of them. Probable cause via Zoom. March the 12th, 8:30, 36th District Court, Judge Jefferson. Mr. Maddox, you have a right to a preliminary examination in person, April 2nd, 8:30, 36th District Court, Judge Jefferson. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Not guilty, please enter it on your behalf as the bond from the.
Your Honor, on Mr. Maddox, the people are asking for a bond of 5,000, 10% cash or surety and a condition of no alcohol. Here we have an allegation that Mr. Maddox not only assaulted his girlfriend, but that he did so in front of several people and that the assault ended, albeit briefly, only because other people pulled him away from her, and that he then allegedly punched her again and then hit her in the head with a frying pan. So, Your Honor, we do have concerns for safety. I don't have any update as far as them having any subsequent contact, but we do have concerns for safety given the allegations that officers did see bruising under her left eye and that this happened in front of multiple people. Consequently, we are asking for 5,000, 10% cash or surety. If this was more recent, we would ask for more.
Thank you. And are you aware of any criminal history?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. Response.
It's very difficult to hear about.
Right.
So, Your Honor, Mr. Maddox understands the importance of attorney for every court hearing. He's innocent until he's proven guilty.
Wait 1 second. Mr. Maddox, can you hear your counsel?
No, I can't hear.
Okay, let's get it.
Mr. Maddox is innocent until proven guilty. He understands the importance of attorney for every single court hearing. He says that he and the complaining witness are good with parenting time and they exchange the child or children very well. There's a 5-year-old child that they have together. We are asking for a personal bond on his behalf, and he knows not to have any kind of.
Thank you, counsel. Mr. Maddox, these are very serious assaults and allegations where it's alleged, as you've heard in part by the people, that you assaulted this young woman in a number of ways. And then officers alleged to have observed different injuries, swelling to the forehead, laceration, the right side of the forehead, and bruising under the eye. So the court finds a likelihood of conviction, and I do have concerns regarding the safety. As the people have indicated, this allegation took place in excess of a year ago. And in this past year plus, the people in the court are unaware of any contact, assault of assault or contact with the complaining witness. And counsel has indicated that you share a child, I believe, in common and have had contact according to counsel, and I'm unaware of any issues. I'm unaware that you have any history, criminal or capious or otherwise, no criminal assaultive convictions. Given this allegation, the date of the allegation, the lack of history, since the court is going to set bond as recommended by your counsel at a $10,000 personal bond. During this bond, Mr. Maddox, there is no use of any alcohol, no illegal controlled substance. You're not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon, no weapons, and you're not to go anywhere near the Whitcomb Street address or the complaining witness, Miss Davis, during this bond. And then no contact with either of those. No contact with Miss Davis is no contact of any kind, orally and writing through a third party at her place of residency, employment, or through any forms of social media. Absolutely no contact for any reason, unless there's a court order. If there's a court order, follow a court order. Otherwise, even exchange of children, you have no contact. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
That'd have to be through a third party or otherwise. Do you have any questions on your court dates or bond conditions?
You're gonna mail them to the house so I'll know the court dates?
No, I'm not mailing anything. You may get them before you leave, but I'll tell you again, May 26th and April the 2nd. They're both on a Wednesday, the last Wednesday in March, the first Wednesday in April. And if you forget or lose or don't remember or lose, if they give you paperwork, you can always come down to the court. You can call the court. You can look on our court's website, 36districtcourt.org. You can call your counsel. There's a lot of ways you can do that, but you have to show up. That's your responsibility, whether you get mail or don't get mail. Understood?
I have 312 and 42. Judge Jackson.
No, 326. We passed 312, counsel. That was a week ago.
Yeah.
326 and 42. Understood, Mr. Maddox?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any questions, sir?
Oh, sir.
You're welcome. Good luck. Oh, Maddox.
Good luck. Derek Beasley.
Beelan, good morning, Mr. Beelan. Or afternoon, I apologize. Sir, you're here on case 11057-642, People State of Michigan versus Eric Anthony Beelan. Appearances.
Good afternoon, Lisa Coyle appearing on behalf of the people.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Christina Harris, on behalf of Eric Beasley, who stands with, was about to be on the company, and has been advised of and statutory and constitutional rights.
Thank you, counsel. Good afternoon. Court waived formal reading and her plea of not guilty. Mr. Beelan, I'm scheduling a pretrial date via Zoom. You must attend March 28th. That's a Friday at 8:30, 36th District Court, Judge Jones. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Not guilty. Please enter it on your behalf as the bond from the people.
Your Honor, this is such an old matter. It's back from 2011.
Mhm.
It appears that back in 2011, he forfeited his bond and and since the record is scarce as to what occurred after, it doesn't appear anything. I have no objection to a high personal bond of 25,000 based on the fact that the data master showed breadth of 0.24 and a 0.25. Although I do not see anything prior to that or subsequent, but of course, like I said, my records are limited, Your Honor. So based on what I know, no objection to a 25,000 personal bond, no alcohol, and no driving unless a valid license at this
Thank
point.
you.
Thank you.
Response, ma'am?
Our recommendation was.
25. No alcohol, no driving without a license.
No objection.
Thank you. So, Mr. Beelan, I have concerns similar as you just heard. This is a serious allegation, but it did take place excess of a decade ago. I reviewed the investigator's report. I'm unaware of any criminal history, capious in that time since the 2011 this allegation. For those reasons, I'm setting bond as recommended by both parties. You'll be released on a $25,000 personal bond as recommended. During this, you don't have to post any money, Mr. Beelan, just pay attention to that. You'll be released. Just show up. During this bond, there's absolutely no use of any alcohol, no illegal controlled substance. You're not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon, no weapons, and no driving of any vehicle unless you have a valid driver's license. Is that all understood?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions on your court date or your bond conditions?
March 28th, right?
Yes, sir. Thank you for paying attention. Anything else?
No, sir.
All right, you're all set.
Thank you.
Right here. So your whole name?
Elliot Alonso Lowell Jones.
Your name, sir?
Elliot Alonso Lowell Jones.
Council. I do, it's her though. Okay, great. Yep. Thank you. One moment, your council is going to be joining us, okay? And what was your name again?
Elliot Alonso Lowell Jones.
Thank you. Thanks, and thanks for calling back. I appreciate it. All right. This is Mr. Elliott, and this is on case 24060739. People say the Michigan versus Elliott Alato-Lowell Jones, appearance for the people.
Afternoon, Steve Vincent, P 71917.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon, Christina Harris on behalf of Elliot Jones, who stands mute, waives a formal reading of the complaint, and has been advised of and understands the statutory and constitutional rights.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Court waive formal reading and if not guilty, sir, the court scheduling 2 court dates. You must attend both of them. Probable cause via Zoom, March 31st. That's at 8:30, 36th District Court, Judge Taylor. You have a right to a preliminary examination in person, April 7th, 8:30, 36th District Court, Judge Taylor. Understood those 2 court date and times you must attend, sir. Understood?
Yes.
Thank you. Not guilty. Please enter on your behalf as the bond from the people.
Magistrate, we're not going to be objecting to a $75,000 personal bond. That's commiserate with the money that this defendant allegedly obtained fraudulently. We are going to be asking for a tether, though. We feel the evidence against this defendant is high, and there's a high likelihood of conviction. In addition, he's, facing the idea of that $73,000+ that is unaccounted for, as well as this being a 20-year felony. I did send to your magistrate as well as defense counsel a couple of documents regarding this defendant, one of which was part of the redacted discovery to support there being a high likelihood of conviction here. In addition, I didn't have a CCH for this individual. So what to do when you don't have a criminal history, you Google. And I ended up Googling this individual, and come to find out there was a warrant out of Oakland as a result of a case.
Mr. Jones, let's get your hands down by your side. Thank you. Sorry, APA, continue.
That's okay. Regarding what originally was a failure to pay child support. Before trial, this defendant ended up entering into a consent agreement, then didn't abide by that agreement. And then the court contacted him to appear for a show cause hearing, which he failed to do so. And that court continuously attempted to reach this individual through bench warrants that were not served. Ultimately, this defendant, and again, I don't know if the arraignment happened yesterday or it will be happening subsequent to this, but he has failures to appear in that case, which would support the people's position that there's a flight risk here, in addition to everything that I previously stated. So respectfully, we're going to be asking for a tether, but we wouldn't object to that high personal.
Thank you, sir. Response.
Your Honor, Mr. Jones understands the importance of coming back for every court hearing. He understands that these are serious charges against him.
Do you know how your client was taken into custody? Do you know?
Just one moment. He said, it was a friend of the court matter,
Thank you. Continue.
and he works on a full-time basis at Ford Motor Company. He is the sole provider for his family. He works 6 p.m. to 4:30 a.m. and has to be at work today at 6 p.m. and understands that he will appear for every court hearing. He doesn't want the court to have to come and look, the court to come and look for him by way of a warrant or any other thing. He is not a flight risk. This matter is not an assaultive matter. And for that reason, we're asking for Mr. Jones to be given the benefit of the doubt. He has one autistic child that he has to take care of and cares for. So we're asking for a personal bond in this matter, please, and thank you.
All right, Mr. Jones, I've heard advocacy from both parties. This is a very serious allegation alleged that you stole in excess of $73,000. And the court notes that's a concerning allegation. This took place back in 2022. I have concerns as indicated by the APA about your capious on an unrelated matter. That appears to be a child support issue case. Which you got to show up on all matters, Mr. Jones. If you don't, you know what's going to happen. You're likely to get locked back up for not showing up, regardless of your guilt or innocence. These are not going away unless you show up to court. And given the nature of this allegation, as well as the pending the concerning one you have capious on, they're both non-assaultive, unaware of any assaultive convictions. I'm going to set bond, and as recommended by your counsel, at a $75,000 personal bond. At this point, Mr. Jones, I'm not putting a tether on you. You failed to appear. That's all more than likely going to change. And if you see me, I can promise you that's going to change. So during this bond, Mr. Jones, there is no use of any alcohol, no illegal controlled substance. You're not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon. Do not go anywhere near the Bankers Health Group or any of their employees or the Northrop Street in Detroit. Is that understood? Nowhere near.
Magistrate, can I take that one step further? The people request a condition that there's no application for any type of loans whatsoever, because this had to do with fraudulently conveying pay stubs and all other information to try to obtain those loans.
I think it might be oppressive to ask that he not apply for any loans because, within the normal course of business, for instance, he's an employee of Ford Motor Company. He can apply for a loan through his 401k, which will be wholly within his ambit of what he owns.
He's being charged with a 20-year felony.
Right. Okay. So this is what I'm going to do. I understand both parties' concerns, but while you're on bond, there's going to be no application for loans without prior court approval. Understood?
Okay. All right.
Anything further from either
No.
party?
Thank you.
Nothing.
Thank you.
Mr. Jones, any questions on any court date or bond conditions, sir? All right, show up to court, Mr. Jones. Listen to the court. You don't want to get locked up just for not listening, sir. Good luck.
All right. Jay. Step on the black line, face the camera, say the full name. Ariana Stevenson.
Good afternoon, Mr. Stevens. Stevenson, you're here on case 2505648, People State of Michigan versus Ariane Dwayne Lack Stevenson, also known as Ariane Stevenson, Ariane Dwayne Stevenson. Appearance for the people.
Jennifer Douglas for the people, P72748.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Christina Harris, P52857, on behalf of Ariane Stevenson, who stands mute, waives the formal reading of the complaint, and has been advised of, and he understands the statutory and constitutional.
Thank you. Court waive formal reading under plea of not guilty. Mr. Stevenson, I'm scheduling 2 court dates, sir. You must attend both of them. Probable cause scheduled via Zoom, March 26th. That's a Wednesday at 8:30, 36th District Court, Judge Giles. You have a right to a preliminary examination in person the following Tuesday, April the 1st at 8:30, 36th District Court, Judge Giles. Understood, Mr. Stevenson?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. Not guilty. Please enter it on your behalf as the bond from the people.
Your Honor, for Mr. Stevenson, the people are going to ask for a bond of 5,000 cash or surety and no contact with a complaining witness. Your Honor, we do have some concerns as this is recent in time. And Mr. Stevenson was a friend of this complaining witness. Your Honor, the assault that's alleged here is one that appears to have had two parts to it. One with throwing a bottle, causing the complaining witness to have to get 11 stitches in her hand, but then also punching her repeatedly. Your Honor, there does not seem to have been a provocation to cause this, except the complaining witness says that Mr. Stevenson started talking about her people had killed his brother and she didn't know what he was talking about. So we do have concerns regarding safety for this complaining witness, given the allegations. And that is why we're asking for that bond of 5,000 cash or surety. The complaining witness here is only 17 years old, and so a minor. And so when we have a minor significantly injured, having to get medical treatment of 11 stitches, we do have concerns for her safety.
Thank you. Any history with Mr. Stevenson? I'm sure you would have told me. sir.
No, Your Honor, there's no convictions.
What's the people's opinion if I gave a no contact, a tether, and a personal bond? What's given us lack of history?
Your Honor, if there was tether with a personal bond, we believe that that would also satisfy safety concerns.
Thank you. Response.
Mr. Stevenson is 22 years old, has no prior criminal history, had no pending cases. He's employed on a full-time basis at United Parcel Service. And
What are his
he
work
had
hours?
4 a.m. to 9 a.m. Is that correct, Mr. Stevenson? Did I say that right?
No.
And he is innocent until he's proven guilty. I even see on the very last page, one of the witnesses, Ms. Jones, says she is not seeking charges against Mr. Stevenson at this time for the assault against her. But of course, it does say Ms. Hill is seeking charges against Mr. Stevenson. He understands the importance of not having any contact with the complaining witness, Ms. Hill, and he doesn't live near her and would not go near her. He understands that he will not go near her. He will go to work and take care of his business during the pendency of this case. And we're asking for a personal bond for that reason.
Thank you.
Without tether, he hasn't had any trouble. He had no history of not appearing for court, no flight risk whatsoever. So we're asking him to give a 22-year-old the benefit of coming to court and doing what he's supposed to do. If he holds down a job at UPS, how long have you been employed at UPS, sir?
4 years now.
Can you say that again?
4 years.
He's been employed at UPS for 4 years. So that means he knows how to show up someplace on time. And he's responsible. If you can have a job for 4 years, you're responsible. And for that reason, we're asking to give this 22-year-old who with no criminal history the benefit of the doubt, personal bond without a tether, so he doesn't have to miss any time at work.
Thank you both. All right, Mr. Stevenson, you've heard your counsel's advocated very well on your behalf. I've taken into consideration your employment status as relates ability to post bond. You have no assaultive history or CAPIS history that the court's aware of. Where I have concerns, Mr. Stevenson, are the allegations that are alleged to have taken place roughly 2 days ago, where you allegedly assaulted a minor child or a minor woman on a number and escalation on, and the escalations where I have concerns. It's alleged, amongst other things, that you punched her multiple times with a closed fist for what felt like 3 minutes all throughout the body. And then doesn't call exactly, but at some point through a broken or liquor bottle, hitting her in the right hand, causing severe laceration with 11 stitches required at St. John's Hospital. So we have allegations of this minor child, you assaulting her allegedly over 3 minutes, punching her throughout the body, and then again escalating to a point you grabbing a dangerous weapon allegedly and assaulting, continuing the alleged assault against this minor woman, resulting in substantial injury requiring hospital treatment. And I do find you to be a danger to this young woman. And given your lack of history and the nature of this allegation, I feel that monitorization, no contact will properly protect the safety. I have no little concerns about your intention to appear as you have no previous history. And for those reasons, bond's going to be set $20,000 personal bond with the following conditions: no use of alcohol, no illegal controlled substance. You're not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon. You're not to go anywhere near the Bradford Street location in Detroit or have any contact with the complaining witness, Ms. Hill. And that's no contact of any kind, orally, in writing, through a third party, at her place of residency, employment, or through any forms of social media. And to ensure her safety, given the escalation of these allegations and as well as the substantial injury as indicated on the record, you will be fit with a GPS tether prior to being released, and that will place you under a curfew of 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. You're not to leave your home for any reason unless court ordered. If you leave your home or anywhere near that location or that complaining witness, it's a violation of the court's bond, subject to get you picked up without a warrant, have your bond conditions forfeited and or revoked. It's a $20,000 personal bond currently with the court setting today. Any questions, Mr. Stevenson, on your court date or bond conditions?
Yes, sir.
Good luck, sir.
Hi, John Smiley Jr.
Mr. Smiley Jr., good afternoon. You're here on case 250562337, People State of Michigan, was John Smiley, also known as John Smiley, Parents for the People.
Lisa Coyle appearing on behalf of the people.
Thank you.
For the record, Christina Harris on behalf of John Smiley, who stands mute, waives the formal reading of the complaint, and understands and has been explained his constitutional rights.
Thank you. Both court will waive formal reading and her plea of not guilty. Mr. Smiley, I'm scheduling 2 court dates. You must attend both of them. Probable cause via Zoom, March 31st at 8:30, 36th District Court, Judge Taylor. You have a right to a preliminary examination in person, April 7th, 8:30, Judge Taylor. Via Zoom, March 31st, in person, April 7th, both at 8:30, Judge Taylor at the 36th District Court. Understood, Mr. Smiley?
Yes.
Not guilty, please enter it on your behalf as the bond from the people.
Your Honor, I do note that this occurred allegedly back on December 2nd of 2021, not signed by the prosecutor until March of this year. It was a backlog warrant that was noted in the file.
And I believe he surrendered himself, just to let you know.
Okay. This is not a question of flight. Mr. Smiley is the complainant's ex-wife's father. And the complainant and the ex-wife have children together. And Mr. Smiley also, my understanding, is a CPL holder. Well, there was a note in the file dated February 3rd. It was by one of the victim advocates who has spoke to the complainant. And I'm gonna just summarize it that the defendant and the family were still bullying the complainant, and this is years later. He, as recently as 2 weeks prior to that date, made a police report at the 12th precinct that the defendant, Mr. Smiley, and his cousins pointed a gun at the complainant at a gas station. And he noted that this is the 4th time that has happened. So this is the complainant's report to the prosecutor's office. So for that reason, Your Honor, because there are family ties and children involved, and he is a CPL holder, I am asking, I don't see a criminal history for him, obviously CPL holder, nothing that I'm aware of since as well. I'm asking for a $5,000 cash surety with a tether. Now, if the court's going to give a personal, I'd even stress the tether is more imperative because there's been reported incidences of contact.
And any charges brought in the last 4 years or any convictions? Because this, as you stated, was alleged to have taken place 2020.
This occurred back in 2021, allegedly.
Right. So,
but what I'm saying is, as of February 3rd,
I understand. I don't mean to
no
I
conviction.
do appreciate our advocacy is the contact and the allegation of what you said. Just wondering if there were any charges brought during that time.
Not that I'm aware of. And so I'm asking also for no weapons to be part of one of the conditions of his bond as well. Since he is a CPL holder, he is to have that no weapons.
Thank you. AP.
Thank you.
Response.
Mr. Smiley is 58 years old. with
And,
no
and
prior-
counsel, I just want to make sure, he did surrender himself. Is that your understanding? as
That's
well?
correct.
Okay. I just
That's
wanted-
correct. Yes, he surrendered himself upon receiving a call from an officer that this warrant was pending.
Thank you. Continue.
And 58 years old, no criminal history, no pending cases, employed on a full-time basis at a warehouse, a life resident of the city of Detroit. The investigators report says that it is a matter of, I'll call it a family dispute matter. But Ms. Hoyle says it involves children. And I think that that may be a mischaracterization of what is
Said
written.
that
in the
they have, the
investigators'
ex-wife
report.
and him have children. That's not, I didn't say involve children. They have children in common. So I'd
Okay.
rather my words not be twisted, but that is what I represented to the court, that the ex-wife and the complainant have children in common.
That's what I think I heard. All right. Continue. Ms.
And
Harris.
I still don't think that that is relevant to even say children. This is a felonious assault charge by one man against one man. And that's what I think the four corners of the investigators report indicates with respect to criminal activity.
Thank you.
And so for that reason, Mr. Smiley, this happened in alleged incident 2 of 2021. This is more than 4 years later.
Yeah, that's super.
And for that reason, we're asking for a personal bond because Mr. Smiley knows how to conduct himself. There've been no additional charges. And I've not seen or been aware of or apprised of or given any information of any additional police reports. This is
Thank you.
hearsay. And so for that reason, I'm asking for a personal bond. He understands the importance of coming back for every court hearing. He is not going to abscond. He's lived in this area his whole life,
Thank you.
gone to work every day for many years in the warehouse in which he works.
Thank you.
He knows that, and I know it will be a condition of bond, and it was stated to him to not have any contact with the complaining witness. And he has not.
Okay.
Asking for a personal bond in this matter.
Thank you. All right.
You're
Ms.
welcome.
Mr. Smiley, this has age to it. You've surrendered yourself to the authorities to address this allegation, and that's considered what's high considered to the court. This is a serious assaultive allegation involving a gun, which I take extremely seriously, and I have concerns. Where I must note, and indicated by your counsel, you've had no criminal history assault of the court's aware of. And then not only did you surrender yourself, but since this date of 2021 allegation, noted that people have brought concerns to the court regarding allegations or information that the complaining witness or individuals had brought to the people's attention. I'm unaware that any charges were filed. Not only no convictions, but no charges have been filed in the last 3+ years. And that's also taken into consideration. I do have concerns regarding the safety, but given the lack of contact, lack of your history, assaultive or otherwise, bond and you surrendering yourself, bond is going to be set at a $25,000 personal bond with the following conditions. During this bond, sir, there is no use of any alcohol, no weapon, no weapons. I understand you're a CPL holder, but you're going to have to get all weapons out of your possession during the pendency of this bond till told otherwise. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
All right, and absolutely no contact with the Ohio Street address and no contact with the complaining witness, Ms. Smith. That's no contact of any kind, orally in writing through a third party at her place of residency, employment, or through any forms of social media. I see you. What's your concern with that?
Ms. Smith is my.
Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith.
I apologize, Mr. Smith. It's Mr. Smith. Thank you, counsel.
Yes. Okay.
No contact with Mr. Smith, the complaining witness of any kind. And I want to stress that because if you have any contact, you're likely to get locked up just for not listening. So no contact, no weapons, even though you may have a valid CPL, you're not to be in possession of any weapons, or that's a violation of the bond. Is that all understood?
Understood.
Do you have any questions on your court dates or bond conditions?
No, sir.
All right, listen to the court.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Welcome. We'll meet you on the female side, DDC.
Come on, female side, y'all.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, ma'am. State your full name, please.
Sharita Denise Woods.
Thank you, Ms. Woods. Here for a couple of reasons. We'll go through them one at a time. First, we're going to handle matters. We have a couple warrants for your arrest for failing to appear at the 36th District Court. On these matters, Ms. Woods, you'll be released on a personal bond, no dollar amount. I'm scheduling a pretrial date via Zoom. You must attend April 22nd, 8:30, 36th District Court, Judge King. Understood?
Yes.
As with any criminal matter, you have a right to remain silent. Anything that you say orally or in writing can and will be used against you in the court of law. You do have the right to an attorney at questioning and at all future proceedings. If you cannot afford an attorney, the court will appoint you one at the public's expense. Did you hear and understand your rights?
Yes.
Thank you. This is on ticket SP 1130700, October 29, 2020. Count 1, drive unregistered or untitled motor vehicle. Count 2, drive while license not valid or improper license. These are misdemeanor allegations that carry up to a $500 fine and or 93 days in jail, a maximum fine and penalty. Recall the warrant, set aside Capius, enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. As a reminder, pretrial date via Zoom, April 22nd, 8:30, 36th District Court, Judge King. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Wood. State your full name again. You have an additional case.
Sharita Denise Woods.
Thank you. Again, it's case 250564880, People State of Michigan versus Sharita Denise Woods, also known as Sharita Woods, appearance for the people.
Stevenson, P 71917.
Thank you.
Christina Harris on behalf of Sharita Woods, who stands mute, waives the formal reading of the complaint and has been advised of and understands her statutory and constitutional rights.
Thank you. Court, waive formal reading under plea of not guilty. Ms. Woods, I'm scheduling 2 court dates. You must attend both. Probable cause via Zoom, March 25th at 8:30, 36th District Court in front of Judge Robbins. That's on a Tuesday. You have a right to a preliminary examination the following Tuesday in person, April the 1st, 8:30, Judge Taylor. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Waive formal reading under plea of not guilty as the bond from the people.
Magistrate, here, we're not going to be objecting to a personal. We are going to be asking for a no contact with the individual involved as well as the address where the incident took place.
Thank you.
No objection.
Excuse me.
But just one moment, please. Please, Ms. Woods, just one moment. Please don't say anything. Let the court make its ruling, please.
Thank
Okay? Thank you.
And you'll have a chance, ma'am. Just let me finish, and then, like your counsel stated, you can have a chance to ask questions or make a statement if you would like. This is a allegation, charged as a high misdemeanor. I want to aware of any assaultive convictions or capious history. This took place 2 days ago, allegedly. I've reviewed the investigator's report, and for those reasons, I'm following lack of history and nature of the charge. I'm following both parties' recommendation. Bond is going to be set at a $5,000 personal bond. During this bond, there is no use of any alcohol, no illegal controlled substance. You're not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon that includes pepper spray, no weapons. You're to have absolutely no contact with the complaining witness, Mr. Hamilton, and that's no contact of any kind, orally in writing, through a third party at their place of residency, employment, or through any forms of social media. No contact with the Norwood address or the East 7 Mile address. You have to stay away from the area and premises of the Norwood and 7 Mile, as well as Mr. Hamilton. Do you have any questions on your court dates or bond conditions?
So I was getting all of these.
About the Norwood address, Your Honor. I
Yes,
just see the place of offense of being an address on East 7 Mile Road.
you're right about that.
Okay. But the Norwood, that would of course encompass no contact with the complaining witness, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, then thank you so much for the clarity.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay, and then Ms. Woods, did you have any questions on court dates or bond conditions, ma'am?
Yeah, so I'm getting all these documents when I leave, right?
Yes, you will.
Court dates and stuff like that.
If you get or don't get court dates, you have to show up to court. So there, regardless if you get court dates, you can call to the court, look on our website, contact your attorney, come down to our court. It's your responsibility to get, I don't want any excuses. You're showing up to court. Get court dates, don't get court dates, you're showing up to court. Understood?
Okay.
March 25th, Ms. Woods, at 36th District Court at 8:30 in the morning.
Anything further?
Nothing, thank you.
All right, you're all set. DDC, any males or females at 48 hours you're aware of that cannot wait till tomorrow morning?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Have a good
Good afternoon,
evening, everybody.
Ms. Coyle, Ms. Jeff, Ms. Douglas, Mr. Vincent. Have a nice one.
Take care.